What's going on? I see you, Claudine. I see you, Tiffany. What's going on? What's up, Elaine? Distillery, did I say that word? Correct, hopefully. Bambi, what's going on? Always rocking it out. Hey, everybody. What's up, Carmen? Darcy, I see ya. Geraldine, Carolyn, what's going on? Angela, hey, everybody. Welcome to this month's Inner Circle. You guys feeling it today? I am. I'm in a mood today. Hey, Danielle, always good to see you. What's up, Jose? Love the background. Hey, everybody. So this week's Inner Circle, those of you that are new to Inner Circle, I see some new faces. I see some people on here that I've seen for over a decade. How freaking cool is that to have a family like this connected? For those of you new, I've been doing this for over a decade. I've been going live every single month, and my goal is to share either mindset, marketing, or momentum, and share something that's going on in my life right now that's moving the needle in my life, that's bringing me from the man I am to the man I want to become, the success, the personal life, all the things that drive you forward. And I'm so grateful that this Inner Circle group feels like family. So when I'm chatting with you, I hope it feels like we're just sitting down having coffee, talking about some cool stuff. And that's what I want to share. Those of you that are brand new, welcome to this amazing family. Those of you that are alumni, good to see you. I see you, Mark. What's going on, man? Coffee looks good. Do you know I went 52 years without drinking coffee? My whole life, never drank coffee. And my wife is she has 1 cup a day, and she cherishes it like it's the most amazing thing that exists. And she just finally wore me down. Geraldine, I see you smiling. She wore me down. She gets her coffee, and she's like, oh, this is so good. And she'll put a little cinnamon and a little splash of vanilla in it. And finally, like 2.5 years ago, Claudine, I see you laughing. 2.5 years ago, I'm like, all right, I'll try one. And the first week of going my whole life without coffee, totally jacked out of my brain, like nervous, like I'd have never taken an Adderall, but I'm assuming that's what it, like if you take too much Adderall, like I was like, why would you want to feel this way? And slowly she got me, and I do a cup of coffee a day. And it's funny, around 10 o'clock, I crave it. And that's why I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to crave something, but it's coffee. It's not like I'm, doing something bad. Anyway, that coffee reminded me. I hope everybody's doing amazing today while everybody loads on. I see a lot of people jumping in here. So many of you, thousands are here right now. Thousands of you will watch this as a replay. Today, I'm so stoked. First off, we are a couple weeks away from our yearly event called The Game Has Changed. You guys will all get an invite. In fact, write this down. I know most of you are registered already. GHCevent.com. If you didn't write that down, GHCevent.com. Do not miss this one. When we say the game has changed, there is some amazing stuff that's going to blow your mind that you're already a part of. You're invited for free. What I'd say is when you go, definitely watch the next 2 videos, because remember, we're in the same business, right? So once you register, watch the next video, watch the confirmation video, look at all the emails that come in. If you see an email and you're like, wow, that email got me, I read every bit of that, copy it. Check out the headline, adjust it to be yours. Does that make sense? Never forget, we are in the same business, but I have 130 people in this company that are testing stuff every day. So when you see something, know that might be the 20th version. By the time you see the page that you're going to land on, if you didn't, who's already registered for the event? Raise your hand. Right? Most all of you get it. Do you know, if you go there again today, even if you're registered, or send a friend, I would definitely bring somebody with you. But when you go to the page today, the page you see, that's probably the 15th version, and we've only been sending people to it for about 5 days. No, maybe not 15 yet. We have 15 versions. We're probably on version 5. So we're testing obsessively what the winner is. Take a screenshot and go, wow, that's Tony and Dean's winner. I'm going to model that someday. When you go to the next page and we talk about if you want to upgrade to VIP, to be on Zoom, to keep it for life, that's probably the 4th version already. Take a screenshot of it. Watch it, right? When you get an email, go, hey, they probably tested 10 headlines, which we did, to get the email that you opened, right? So I just never want you to forget, we're in the same business, and you have my permission to steal our stuff and make it yours, right? Elaine, I see you laugh. Like, it's just use it, model it, and make it fit yours. Because most things, the fact of the matter is we're all in different businesses, but the core foundation of what moved people to take an action is very similar. Wouldn't you agree? When you hit an emotion, whether that's losing weight, getting through a divorce, learning how to sell better, all those things, the core emotions are the same. So I'm just giving you permission to model that. What I'm really excited about today is we're going to play around with Gigi. Raise your hand if you've been using Gigi, your AI, inside Mastermind. Okay. It's about half of you. So today we're going to play with some stuff using Gigi. If you're not logged into Mastermind, I'd say log in while you're watching me, get to the point and fire up the section there on the left-hand side where it says use Gigi. Put that on your screen. Please don't do it if you're driving in a car. I see two of you driving right now. You can do it later, okay? But I want to take you to, I want to show you the power that you have at your fingertips and why, I know some of you, we were on a couple weeks ago or a week ago, but why this is so damn exciting for me. You have to understand, Tony and I really have been in this industry for a long time. He didn't longer than me, but there's been nobody I know longer than me. Almost 30 years for me, 44 years for him, right? Of in this industry every day. So when I started, there was no internet. There was no Wi-Fi. There was Wi-Fi. It was AOL dial-up, right? So much has changed. When I first started, I had to do an infomercial because there was no internet. There was no Facebook. I had to create a product with cassette tapes. And then I had to put them all in a warehouse, and I had to have somebody ship them. All those things, we've gotten to watch this evolution, which has been amazing. And we've been, I feel blessed to say, the pioneers at the forefront of that. I mean, we've been doing it for that long, but we still do the biggest launches ever. We still, I believe, have the best education on the planet, right? So we're not like, hey, they used to be good. I think we're trying to forge the path to be one step ahead, right? But never in all of our years, and Tony and I were just on the phone last night for a long time, and we were just so excited for you guys of what's next, excited for the world. Listen, AI and technology is going to devour some industries. It's a fact. This industry is going to empower the people who know how to utilize it. This is going to allow you to get off the blank page, allow you to go faster, allow you to stop having, and I don't mean this sounds terrible, like an excuse. I don't mean an excuse. I mean condensing time. Some of you, it's not an excuse. You're juggling kids, husband, family, job, all the stuff you're trying to fit it in. Now we get to condense time. You get to take something that took 2 months and do it in an hour. Something that took 10 hours can now take 10 minutes. And if we can supply you that one step ahead innovation, but then teach you how to use it and how to make it yours, then there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that can stop you. And some of the things we're working on, today we're going to play with Gigi. Some of you are probably past it. Half of you haven't used it yet. So we're going to start at the basics. When you see that, polish what you already have or use it. Let's do the work together. And if you can log in and do the work with us today, let's do it. It is simple. It is beyond simple. You'll see that. But how cool is it that we're alive during a time where we can have this fundamental push of innovation so there's no more delays? Listen, I'm going to digress here for a second. Tony and I work really hard to get you out of your limiting beliefs. Can you feel that? I try to do it every single Monday. We try to do it in everything Tony does, because do we all have imposter syndrome living somewhere inside of us? Do we all feel like I should be happy with the life I have? Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I missed my window. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe this is confusing. Who would listen to me? I don't have any followers on social media. Maybe I should stick with the shitty thing that I don't like doing. No, you shouldn't, right? But if we can block and overcome those obstacles, if we can slay those dragons, the more dragons we slay, the less we have to work on you getting over your limiting beliefs. If we could show you today as just a glimpse of how you could do something that used to take months and we're going to do it today before we're done, isn't that proof enough concept to go, God darn it, I got to do this, right? I see you, Steph, right? Like if we just put it in your face and you go, shit, I gotta now, right? Like that's some of the stuff we think about. I'm just, like I said, if we were sitting down having coffee, Angela, I'd be like, all right, Angela, I don't think there's anything in your way anymore. We gotta do this. So we wanna show you just a glimpse of it today, of what you have at your fingertips right now. And here's the cool part. On June 12th, there's nothing you have to do. This AI that you're gonna be using today and what you have at your fingertips is going to upgrade and exponentially grow on June 12th. Like just think about you got a really smart assistant, and on June 12th, it's going to be replaced with Einstein. And why is that? Because we've been working on almost a year. Is right now, our AI is based off of similar AI, ChatGPT. The foundation is there, right? And I know I said this to a lot of you, and I explained when I explained AI to my dad when he just really couldn't figure it out. I know I shared this, most of you heard it, but I'm gonna say it again. I said, picture Google, picture a library and a great librarian, and you go to the library and say, I need information on this, or I want information on that, or I want a book on this. What does a great librarian do? Go to the cue cards, right? When I was young, it used to be you pull out, now it's the internet, and in 2 minutes can find you that information, true? Great librarian say the book's row 12, aisle 9, 6 page, there's your book. You got, oh, that's all the information. That's Google. Google is like the greatest librarian in the world to find you anything you ask. What I said to my dad, I said, AI, the librarian read the entire library and has correlated all the answers to give you the best answer possible. And it is hard for our brains to even imagine that. AI read the entire internet. And it's artificial intelligence. It doesn't just read it, it correlates all these pieces together. Now think about, that's AI, it's out there right now. What you guys are gonna have access to starting June 12th is we took Tony and I's best strategies when it comes to this industry, this business. We do the biggest launches in the world. We have the best education in the world. Think of everything we've created. That's why, you probably work with us, follow us. And now that information is loaded in where it goes to our information first before it goes to the outside world. So who in here, raise your hand. I see a couple. Raise your hand if you've ever done a hot seat with me. I see 1, 2. I see Bambi. I see Danielle. Camille, I remember doing that with you, Camille Tatone, right? I remember Chad Wall. I remember doing that, right? Andy, right? I can remember having those hot seats with you, right? I wish I could have a hot seat with every damn one of you, but it's just impossible, right? The way we've created what's happening on, I'm sorry if I'm just bragging about this, I'm just so freaking stoked. What's happening on June 12th is we created AI that's gonna do a hot seat and it thinks like we do. So after June 12th, you're gonna have the opportunity to have Tony and I in your pocket 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, doesn't get a headache, doesn't take off Sundays, doesn't take off in the middle of the night, and it is blowing my mind the way it thinks like I do. It is crazy, and you're gonna have that access. So that's why I wanted to show a glimpse today. This is a runway to get started, but isn't it cool to be alive where this stuff is possible, where it empowers us, and it can empower us in an industry that's growing like this, right? Another thing I want to share with you, and I really, because you're family, and I really want you to hear this. Do not think AI will take away any competitive edge from you. In fact, I think it's going to be the complete opposite. There are going to be people that use AI just to create books and coaches, and of course, they don't even look at it. Let AI create it and push it out. With no personal touch, with no connection to a human, without your personal brand on it, we are gonna be overloaded with information. Tony says this best. We're not in the information age. We have too much information. People are drowning, listen to this, people are drowning in information. They're starving for knowledge. They're starving for wisdom. And when you take the frameworks that Tony and I took 74 years to figure out, and you use AI and put the two together, you will provide true wisdom that no one will compare with. It's not just about regurgitated information. It's about you. It's bringing Natasha and Steph and Carmen and Jennifer and Chad and Mike and Diane. It's bringing you to life in a way where you get people results. And the cool part, you don't have to start from zero anymore, right? Baseball analogies don't always land, especially those of you outside the country. But we know that in baseball, you get up to home plate and you're hoping to swing and hit the bat, correct? We all know that. I think through the years of Tony and I teaching us, our goal is to get you to start at first base. We already got you a single, now you get going. Oh, we got you to second base. The way I feel with where we're going and what you're gonna be blown away on June 13th when all the new stuff comes out, right? That are at your fingertips. We get to start people on third base. So we get you almost all the way around the bases, and then we teach you how to make it yours to bring you home, to launch, to scale, to go from first sale, next sale, consistent sales. All right, I just had to share all that because I am so freaking stoked. We've been working on this every day for almost a year. I'm 3 weeks away from our big event. We should have 1 million people signed up. If you don't think I still don't I get nervous, excited energy. Like half of me can't wait and half of me wants to throw up. still to this day. Because you think about 1 million people sign up, there's hundreds of thousands of people watching live. No pressure, right? I got to explain all this and get people to go, wow, I was thinking of doing something new. Like, think about some of you. People, the majority of the people will show up that never thought about being in this industry. They show up just saying, I know I want more out of life. All right, Tony and Dean, let me know. So I got to convince people in about 7-8 hours over 3 days that why this industry, why them, why now, and that we have the best tools for them. Now, I know we have the best tools. We know we have the best training. We have the best family. Look at this amazing community. But I still got to convince people that. So I get excited and nauseous all at the same time. So if you ever feel, I finally got to launch, I got to go live, and you think that goes away, it doesn't. And here's the cool part. How alive do you feel when you have butterflies? Let me just ask you, scared or not, how alive? Raise your hand if you feel alive when you got butterflies. When's the last time the current thing you do that you can't wait to get away from gave you butterflies? Right? It might have gave you a sick stomach that you wanted to throw up that you're still doing it. But butterflies are just awesome. It makes you know you're alive. It's, you know, when you're growing, you're stretching. So I'm so excited to have you guys a part of this family and can't wait for you guys to represent at the event. It's going to be so good. So remember, ghcevent.com. Make sure you go, reserve a spot, and please feel free. We want to get as many people as we can. If you want to be obsessive and start a text string with people in your life that could use it, even the ones that are a little skeptical, do it. We want as many people as possible because at a time like this, we know we can help change their life, change the world. Okay, so before we get started today, a couple things I want to share. Number one, when the world gets more uncertain and craziness is out there, do we need to get less, this is an obvious question, do we need to get less bold or more bold? Right? We got to get bold. We have to get more brave. If you don't have all of the courage and the confidence you need, rob it from us because I believe in you. This team believes in you. So borrow our confidence because it's time to be bold. Because this is a time you truly can be one step ahead. And it's truly a time you could be 2 steps behind. Isn't that true? When new innovation comes, you're either a part of that wave or you're like the surfer that missed it and you're just paddling to try to catch something up that's beyond you. So borrow ours. To get from where we are to where we want to be, do we have to create new thinking in our mind? Do we have to create new thoughts? Because our old thoughts got us here, right, Eddie? Now we got to get new thoughts to take us to where we want to go. So we need new thoughts, innovative thoughts. And new thoughts sometimes are uneasy. It's like, well, that's not the way I did it. Great. Let's try something new. And if we get new thoughts, then we got to take new actions. Whether that's using Gigi, half of you haven't used it yet. I want to push you to use it today and see how easy it is. Those of you that are using it or using ChatGPT, ours is different. You can ask the same question of both. You're going to get more of an answer like me, more empathetic, more compassionate from Gigi after June 12th. It'll be completely different because you're getting just Tony and Dean's words, right? And then if it doesn't have the answer, it'll go to the bucket to the world. So today, I'm going to ask you to be more bold than usual, more brave than usual, to do the work more than usual, to be open-minded to new thinking and be open-minded to new actions. And again, for the half of you that are already doing it, you're like, no duh, it's already amazing, I get it. But I think we push a little harder today. We have the opportunity to look through a lens of this. Today, let's start creating the offer that you might not have done yet. We got a lot of new people, or fine-tuning and polishing the one you already have. It's the evolution of the solution statement. It's the evolution of I help entrepreneurs excel to their maximum level. Your solution statement. I help moms. I help accountants. I help salespeople. I help you fill in the blank, right? Today's might be a great day to really remember the value of your life experience. I believe it is the greatest asset you own. Because I don't know, I've asked this before, so please hear my redundancy. If I offered, if you could put it in the chat, if I offered you $1 million today, $1 million bucks, or I could put you in a time machine and you could go spend a week with your 19-year-old self, what would you choose? Put it in the chat. $1 million or time machine? Yeah. Look at that. One person said the $1 million. Everybody else is time machine. And I respect that. No. Thea, you got it wrong. $1 million. I didn't know anything at 19. That's the whole point. You're going back in this age, and you're going back to have a conversation with your 19-year-old self. So your 19-year-old self does know what you know now, right? So with that said, the reason I say that is about 4 people out of everybody I see said $1 million. Cool. So 99% of you realize that your life experience is worth at least $1 million. Like, you just got to look through that frame. Like, remind yourself how valuable your life experience is. Some of you would go back and say, please don't do this. Please follow your heart. Please know you were meant for more than the crappy job you took or the first relationship you jumped on to get away from a bad situation at home. I don't know what it is. But that information, I'm not saying you're charging $1 million for your product, but that information packaged properly, and those of you that are already crushing it, which I see so many on here that I know that are, you realize how valuable that is when it's put in the right place. Make sense? Now, let's talk about some things that kind of slay the dragons. I always think of it that way, is like, there are dragons in our way. How do we slay them, kill them, so we got the path to our next level? So if you think about the old way, and we say the old way, is how we had to teach it 2 years ago before these things even existed, right? To create a product, to get the foundation, let's just say the framework of your course, your coaching program, your mastermind, your workshop. To get the foundation, you had to brainstorm your skills. I wrote some of these things down. Brainstorm your experiences, brainstorm what passions do I have? Some of the things you had to just take a dart and say, I'll figure that out. Maybe you asked people, which is great, hey, what do you think is my core competencies, right? Get input from friends and family and people that you know. And then you say, this is my dot. You can call it your dot, your niche, your ideal client, right? Who said, I think I know it. And then a month later, you're like, no, I'm not sure if I know it. And then a month later, maybe get some help. Let me see if I can Google some of that stuff. Who has delayed weeks or months or even more than months figuring out your ideal client or your dot or your niche, right? So that's okay. And that's the best we could do, teaching it the way it was. The new way is to be able to use AI that thinks like Tony and I to get right to the point, to ask certain questions or be prompted with certain questions so you can get right to it. So you can dial in your dot, dial in your niche, and then say, let's start creating the things I'm going to teach. Does that make sense? So here's what we're going to do. Like I said earlier, I wish I could do a hot seat with every single one of you. The good news is, where Gigi is today and where Gigi's going over the next month, you'll be able to do hot seats anytime you want. The cool part, I'm kind of pulling back the curtain, is supposed to be I see Chris, what's up, man? Good to have you here. I'm kind of pulling back and giving my big aha moment that I can't wait for day one, right? But okay, I'm giving you a big secret. Can you guys keep a secret, please? Please, but when you see it on day one, will you promise to cheer and let everybody know this is not normal? Most all AI, for those of you who are using it, it's about half of you, you know if you ask a good question, you get a good answer. Is that true? Like, if you know AI, ask a good question, you get a good answer. Ask a question, it's too sporadic. It's like it goes schizo, right? What we're coming out with is the only AI that not only thinks like Tony and I, but it's going to be hot seat AI. It is going to ask you the right questions. So when you don't know what to ask, it'll say, hey, how about this? And what do you think here? And how many of these things do you want? And then it compiles the answers and gives you an answer the way I would answer it. So the first time in history, we don't know any other person that's doing it. Please don't tell anybody, because we want to get there first. You're going to have hot seat AI. What do you guys think of that? Is that kind of cool or like insanely cool? Like, cool. All right. For those of you who are already using AI, Lane on our team shot a quick 90-second video that is so cool. For those of you already using AI, you're going to be like, I get that. Let's use this to polish. And then we take it a little deeper. So I'd love if we could play it. We're going to play a quick video from Lane. She's an amazing part of our team, our content. Let's play that. Watch it. This is pretty cool. I'll be back in 90 seconds or however long it is.
Thanks, Dean. I'm Lane with the Mastermind team, and I'm so excited to show you how you can use Gigi to help build your business. So if you have not already done so, you want to log into mastermind.com, navigate over to the left-hand column, click on Ask Gigi, and you'll get a screen that looks something like this. You're going to enter your text into the text box down here at the bottom, or you can click on the microphone and just talk to Gigi. And that's the option I like because it's just like talking to a friend. So I'm going to click on that and ask her to help me build my business. Gigi, I want to build a business that's either a mastermind, a coaching program, or an online course. Can you help me figure out what subject I should build that business around based on some information about my skills, abilities, and passions? Then I just click the red microphone again to transcribe it and click the blue arrow. And she says she would love to help us. All she needs is a little bit of information about us. Now, we can tell her as much as we want. I'm going to give her some basic high-level information that I've made up about myself to see what she comes up with for some business ideas for us. I have worked in corporate America as a customer service manager for the past 15 years. I'm very good at project management and building team morale. I have also raised triplet girls who are now in high school, and I got very good at organizing our home and creating home schedules to keep our life streamlined. People often ask me how I juggle everything in my life, and I love getting informal groups of women together to help them share everything from quick recipe ideas to parenting tips. I click that red button again to transcribe, and you'll see I told her a little bit about my work experience. I told her about my skills. I told her about my personal experience as a mother. And then I also shared some of my passions and what people come to me for, because I think that'll be great information for her to start helping us figure out what to build our business on. So I'm going to click the blue button to submit all that. And she gives us some concepts here. She says, given our background and interest, a potential business idea could revolve around creating a coaching program or online course focused on time management, productivity, and work-life balance. And she says my experience in informal group gatherings could inspire a mastermind group centered on empowering and supporting women in various aspects of their life. I love that. So let's say we want to get a little bit more information about this. So let's say we like the coaching program. So let's ask her to spell out a little more detail about the coaching program. I love the coaching program idea. Can you give me some more information about a program that would be based on time management, productivity, and work-life balance? Let's see what she says. And she says I could give time management strategies, productivity hacks, work-life balance techniques. I could offer personalized coaching sessions, group workshops, and webinars, and even include a resource library. So this is how you can work with Gigi. You can just go back and forth with her. I could ask her to detail more about productivity hacks. I could ask her to regenerate an idea without the coaching or focusing on the workshops and webinars and building those into a mastermind. Just go back and forth as much as you like. I'm going to stop right here because I think this is a great example of how we can work with her, but you can go deeper and take her in any direction you like, and she's always there to support you. Thanks so much, Dean. Back to you.
All right, for those that haven't used it, is that pretty damn cool? Tiffany, I see you, right? And each week things are added. Like when we first launched, there wasn't the ability to just click and talk to her, right? Each week it's responding in a way and it's learning, and what you'll see is, I don't know how the team did this, but they made Gigi empathetic, if that's the right word, or maybe just kind. Like you put in there something you do, it'll start with, hey, I think it's so good, Susan, that you are sharing something about your life experience that could really help women. I hope you stick with this. Like it shares and it's learning, and by the time it gets to June 12th, oh my God. So if you think about that, for those that haven't used it or if you're new and you haven't dialed in your your solution statement, do you see how this can help refine what it is you're going to teach? Raise your hand if you see how it can help you refine. Now, so many of you are past this. You're like, I know exactly what I'm teaching. Maybe I want to go a little deeper on my teaching points, which teaching points could be for a coaching program, could be the one-day workshop you're doing, it could be a monthly call, it could be the course you create, right? So I want to show you this next step that Lane recorded to go to the next level, go deeper on each teaching point. Cool? You guys want to see it? Raise your hand if you want to see it. All right, let's play this next one.
Thanks, Dean. Now we are going to go back to Gigi and have her help us define our teaching topics. We've got this great coaching program that she suggested that focuses on time management, productivity, and work-life balance. So let's ask her to dive in a little bit deeper and give us the 6 teaching topics associated with this program. Gigi, I like the idea of a coaching program focused on time management, productivity, and work-life balance. Can you help me think of 6 teaching topics that I will need to cover so I can help my students increase their efficiency, achieve their goals, and create harmony between their professional and personal lives? You'll see I took that outcome right out of the description she gave us. So let's feed that back to her and see what she comes up with. She says, here are 6 essential teaching topics. 1, goal setting. 2, time blocking. 3, task management. 4, effective communication. 5, stress management. 6, continuous improvement and reflection. Now, we could take these 6 teaching topics with the description she gives us and build our program right off of that. But we can also add our own ideas and our own experience into this and our own preferences. So let's say that let's say that the continuous improvement and reflection just doesn't resonate with us. We want her to put something else in instead. So let's ask her to remove teaching topic number 6 and replace it with something else. Gigi, can you remove teaching topic number 6 and replace it with something else? She never gets upset with us. She just comes right back with this and says 6 could be energy management and peak performance. That's great. Now we could ask her to generate 5 more ideas. We could ask her to reorder things. We could play around with it. We could ask her for more explanation on different things. We can play with her all day and she will be happy to help us out. So she's always there for you at your mastermind.com account. So try it out yourself. Thanks, Dean.
Is that pretty cool? For those of you that, again, I know some of you are beyond this, then you can polish the diamond. But we wanted something where there's literally no more excuses. And I don't mean you have an excuse, you're busy, meaning I don't have time for that. This is that compounder. If you guys know Tony Robbins, most of you all, not that you don't know him, but if you know what he's been saying for years, is the greatest gift you could give someone is to condense decades into days. Right? If you've heard him say that forever, it's taken him decades to figure out some of the stuff that man gives me, and in days I could accelerate my life. What this one step ahead innovation has done has allowed us to condense months and years into days, weeks, minutes in some cases, right? How cool is that? And we are going to continue to keep refining this and still make it easier for you, from having the hot seats to give you the prompts. So here, if you could pull up this screen, here's what we're going to do. And the team can put this in the chat. Here are 2 prompts that if you don't have, if you don't have, you could copy and paste this and just fill in with your stuff. This is one, using the following prompt. Here's another one. If you already know your solution statement, here's another one, right? So I would love for you guys, if you could, let's see, go back one, right? Use the following prompts. Oh yeah, here's both of them. The team will copy and paste the prompts in the chat. And remember, you could use the voice audio. And there's no wrong answer, and she doesn't get mad. And do you like how she goes, I don't like number 6. Could you replace that one? She's not going to go, oh, really? You don't like... It's like, no worries. Here's another option. And if you don't like any of them, say, I don't like any of those. I'm more scientific-based. I like logic-based. I like more process-driven. I want step-by-step. Or I want more fluffy. I want more aspirational. You could say any of that, and she'll go, okay, how about this? So here's what we're going to do. You got some prompts here. The team put them in the chat. If you're not logged in, if you somehow can't find Gigi, we got the team standing by that can help you. They'll see your message, then they'll private chat you, right? What I would love is, let's take, how long? I don't know. You want to take 12 minutes? Let's take 10. Let's do 10 minutes and we'll come back earlier. But this is the time. Don't buzz off. Don't go someplace else. Don't grab a coffee. Do the work right now. Do the work right now. And if you want to go talk to her about the recipes you want to make this weekend, if you live in the States, it's the Memorial Day weekend, she'll help you with that too, right? But I would say go right now, polish the course you already have, get some new ideas. And if you get this, you can follow these prompts and then you could say, hey, what would you name this course? What would be a marketing headline you would use on my opt-in page? What would be an email you'd write to people that are interested in this type of thing? You can have all the fun in the world, go as much as you want. Let's take 10 minutes. If you got questions, the team's standing by. Go play with Gigi for 10 minutes, and I'll see you when you come back. And if you have breakthroughs, put it in the chat. I'm going to sit right here watching the chat. How's it going, guys? Give me a thumbs up if somebody had a breakthrough that you haven't had yet in this little bit of time. Right? So many amazing comments. I was literally taking pictures of your comments. I loved, let me see, hold on. I have so many. Jeannie said, wow, I'm feeling heard. I'm inspired. I'm crying. I know I can do, I think I can do this now. I had like so many of those comments. And here's the thing, not all of you are going to get the immediate response, but just think how this gets smarter, how there's nothing that you can't get answered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And imagine if you just, and please keep it coming. If you had any breakthroughs or a solution statement or anything that really helped, put it in the chat so everybody can see. But just think about if you committed to 30 minutes a day of using this to fine-tune each piece of your business. What could 30 minutes a day do to help fine-tune this? Who could find that 30 minutes by saying no to something else, right? Who could break the barriers? Listen, the thing is, I can go live every Monday. I can do everything. Tony Robbins on day 1 of the Game Has Changed Challenge, you know, when that man gets into crushing old beliefs, there's nobody better in the world. Can we agree? If you've ever watched that man crush old beliefs, hands down the best in the world. So imagine getting Tony Robbins to get you out of your head into your heart and taking action, combined with the things that you've been feeling stuck that you can overcome in minutes. How could you not do this? That's the time you're going to have to look in the mirror and go, crap, it's us. We got to do this because I feel better, I feel empowered, and I got this at my fingertips 24 hours, 7 days a week. And that's what we wanted to create for you. So don't get overwhelmed. One step at a time. We wanted to see you to see a glimpse of what's possible. Listen, we have people in here that have been in leadership for years. It's time for you to teach others to be leaders. We have some of you in the middle of a mess. Take Jenna Kutcher's words. It's time to jump in while you're in the messy middle. You're still one chapter ahead of someone else who's starting off on that crappy journey, right? Each of you, some of you have been through a horrific experience in your life, and you're on the other side, and you love being alive. It is time to get other people to share that, and not just one. It's time to go to first sale, to next sale, to consistent sales. If you want to donate all the money you make, Diana, I see you here. If you want to crush this thing and donate all the money to help others, then do it. But no more standing on the sidelines. And over the next 3 months, we're going to be releasing so many things for you guys that every time you go, well, sorry, we're going to have an answer for it. We're going to have a solution for it. Gregory, I see you shaking your head, right? Susan, I see you shaking your head. You're going to go, well, shit, I can't use that excuse anymore because it's right here. This is how we change the world. This is how we get this crazy world back on track. If we can't do it, who can? Who can? So you guys ready? You guys up for changing the world? Starting with ourselves, starting for the person in the mirror, because I am, and I know you are too. If you guys know anything about me, I always say, when you get freaked out on the how, go to who's already done it and learn from them, right? How do I get this? How do I dial in my dot? How do I come up with 6 teaching points? How do I deliver this? How do I get the headline? How do I create the page? If the how freaks you out, then you got to stop your brain and go, who's already done it? Who could be my guide? You got Gigi, you got this team, and a whole bunch of cool stuff coming. So I'm so excited for this family. This is the most, we've been doing these for over 10 years now. This is the most I've ever been excited for the opportunity you have. While you were on the break, Aubrey, who helps run all of our events, amazing, came in. I said, are you ready? Because what we've done up to this point is elementary compared to the transformations we're going to help people achieve, because we got this power at our fingertips and we know how to use it to make it easy and really empower you to reach your full potential. So I appreciate you all so much. I'm telling you, please put it in your calendar now. June 13th, 14th, and 15th, about 2.5 hours a day. I want my family there. I want you to see what we've done. You're all invited for free. It is going to be absolutely amazing. And there's going to be so many new people that you can inspire, that you can empower, that you could say, this is for real and we can do this. I would love that support. I appreciate you. Remember, go to ghcevent.com. Most of you already have. If you haven't, go reserve your spot, send it to a friend. We'll see you really soon. Thanks, everybody.